Welcome to Tax in the Grass, a library with no money. I'm your host, Alderwoman Dr. Monet S. Wilson. Fiscal year 2026 budget meeting.
Keep in mind, Alderman, as I discussed earlier in the appropriation process, the library has its own separate board. By state statute, they pass their own budget, and they give it to us as a requirement of the statutes. We have to include the library budget as part of the city's because they're not considered a separate tax. Okay. Put it out of order. The library fund is included in our annual appropriation. It's included in the annual appropriation because it's not considered a separate taxing body. For example, Penn Memorial Park District is a separate taxing body. They do not need to go through our process. They have their own process. But since the library's board is appointed by the mayor, not elected, and that would require a referendum to have an elected board. Since they're not, by statute, they cannot pass a tax levy and put it onto the property property ownership in Calumet City. Also, they can't pay it for their appropriation to be legal. They have to run it through our appropriation for their expenditures. So the library, though, has their own appointed board. Their library, along with their executive director, they put together their expenditures. The revenues are pretty consistent year after year, other than maybe some grants. But this is a reflection of what the library has requested of the city. So as a courtesy, we don't, at least in my years here in other municipalities, the library basically is just submitting their budget. And if you have questions, just to know what's going on with the library, that's fine. But their budget pretty much stands as is.
So last night, people like Brown Sugar Horton Holloway, I don't know who that is, started inboxing me saying, we need Jazz in the Grass August and September with free food. Now, from the live offered by the city, it looked like everybody was having a good time. It was a packed place. Now, I did get calls from the residents. It is horrible for the second ward because your driveways are blocked. You have nowhere to park when you come home from a long day's work. So I understand that. But it looked like everybody had a good time. I couldn't understand why this lady was inboxing me until I get to where I'm going and I get calls saying that the mayor is standing on stage saying that myself and another alderman voted no to Jazz on the Grass. Monet Wilson hates Jazz on the Grass and voted no. I know you lying. We just learned that the library has its own separate board and passes their own budget. It does not come before the city council, but that's what happens when you have a few hundred people that's not from the city of Calumet City enjoying the city of Calumet City resources and tax dollars. But back to this sad library that needs a new roof, repaired air conditioning, and don't even have money for books. Listen for yourself.
We have to buy more books. We are, that is the one area we keep getting dinged on, is because we are not spending the percentage of our budget that we are being asked to spend. And part of that is we just do not have money. We just do not have the revenue to spend $50,000 or more just on books when there are so many other things that are falling apart.
Now, I apologize. This is not a clear live that I recorded, but as you can see, Trustee Ed Steve was recording, but this didn't show up on the city's Facebook page or the city's YouTube page. And I really wanted you to hear what State Representative Rita Mayfield, who is the director of the library here in Calumet City, had to say about what she needs and how much money she doesn't have. I know last term, at some point in the term, the library requested to borrow funds from the city. Were we ever refunded for or reimbursed for those funds borrowed? No?
We just did not have the revenue to reimburse.
And so that leads me to my next question, because I understand that some things about Jazz on the Grass is changing. Will there be revenues actually made from this to reimburse the city? Because I understand in previous time people were eating for free, everything on the library's money that happened to come from the city.
So the special events line is actually listed under expenses. It's account code 52993, and that was cut in half. It is my understanding that the number of jazz and brasses, well, I can definitely say the number of jazz and brasses have definitely decreased. We're not doing them every week, I believe it's every other week, twice a month, and then we're ending in August as opposed to running all the way through October. So there was a definite consideration from part of the board to reduce the number, to reduce the spending as well. Part of the issue that we are running into is that we simply we're not generating revenue. The library does not generate revenue other than from the property taxes, and we've not had an increase in our tax levy as far as I know over the last 20, 30 years. So we're not keeping up with the rate of inflation at the library or anything else. We're doing the absolute best we can. When I tell you that my roof, I need a new roof, desperately need a new roof. MIR roof care is our maintenance plan, and they come out quarterly to patch. And the guy he just comes in there and shakes his head and he's like, "You got any money yet?" I'm like, "No, we have no money, keep patching." And if you come over there now, it's very hot inside the library because our air conditioner is on the blink. We were able to fix the air conditioner in the youth services department. The main area of the library, we're waiting on a part from China, and we're told it may come in sometime mid-August. So we're having to deal with that. We've got fans blowing and just trying to keep everybody as cold as possible. Yeah, it's a lot going on, and we simply do not have any money.
I have a question. How much total guesstimate you would think you would need for the roof? A new roof?
The roof is $300,000.
And then you said HVAC as well, right?
Right, that's another $400,000. The HVAC system it is a legacy system. It is original to the building.
So then I want to go back to the special events. We have an operating of $105,000.
$50,000.
Say that again?
$50,000, and that covers special events, all events for the library for the entire year. So we cut that line in half. So whatever it is that we do for the library that is considered a special event, that comes out of that line.
And how much did you say again?
It's $50,000.
Oh, 50. So in 2023, we spent $129,000, 154. Then 2025, it was budgeted for $34,000, and then actual is $105,918. That's what we spent in 2020.
And my second question, then I'm done. Is it too late to charge a ticket fee for Jazz on the Grass? So you're bringing in some revenue just to cover the basic expense of bringing music to our city? Like $10 a person, that if you're getting hundreds a week, that will help out everybody doing their part, because these are things that you need.
Absolutely. And I can direct that request to the board at our next board meeting. I will definitely bring it up. Okay. I have a list of wants.
Well, that's it until the next video, where we will talk about the library and state grants. Bye-bye.